House Bill 1779 by Chairman Ulysses Jones, an act to amend TCA Title II, Chapter 10, relative to financial disclosure.
Chairman Jones.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move for passage of House Bill 1779 on third and final consideration.
Gentleman moves passage, properly seconded. Mr. Clerk, any amendments?
Mr. Speaker, no amendments.
Chairman Jones.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. House Bill 1779 would allow candidates who file their financial disclosure an opportunity to correct any errors that's found on those disclosures within 10 business days. With the amount of disclosures that we've had that has increased, there have been times where there have been mistakes made, and this will give them an opportunity to correct that.
Discussion, Representative Hensley.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With the sponsor yield,
Sponsor yield.
do they have a time limit now where do they not notify people and then give them a chance to correct most things, or there's no time limit now where they have to notify people? But
Representative Hensley, what has happened is upon notification, when you receive a campaign check, you might not receive it, and the person that has issued the campaign check reports it to the Register of Election. By the time you do your financial disclosure, that check has come through, but it hasn't shown on your disclosure, and you've been called before the election not knowing. Sometimes you have not been notified, but the newspaper hasn't been notified. So this gives you an opportunity, 10 days, for them to notify you and give you an opportunity just to correct.
okay, but usually now that they will notify you anyway. But this puts well, they have to give us 10 days before they would assess a penalty.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Representative Campbell.
Thank you. Sponsor yield.
Sponsor yield.
I have some serious concerns about this. It seems to me, I mean, we just got done with ethics and the issues with ethics, and it seems to me that what this is going to do is hypothetically, if a person were taking money from eCycle, which we had an issue with, that this would give someone who had been taking money from eCycles a complete out and would say, oh yes, I did take money from them. Hang on, it was just a mistake. I've now got until the Election Commission notifies them that they would have 10 days after that to correct it. And that would completely undercut our ability to prosecute people who had been potentially taking bribes.
Representative, your lack of understanding in this bill, I can certainly understand. But what happens is this will give you an opportunity to correct any mistake that you've had.
Well,
but I understand you have a hard time understanding this and several other things too.
Couldn't someone say that I had a mistake and I just forgot to put down eCycle?
No, it gives you an opportunity.
You know, I really don't want you using the name. You just say Company X.
You can use eCycle, that's fine.
All right, Company X.
No, you can use it. It's fine.
All right.
I'm asking that he not do that.
I will defer to the Speaker, and I will say Company X. Wouldn't this allow someone to say, had they taken money from Company X, that, gee whiz, I forgot to put it down, and now that you've caught me, I've now got 10 days to rectify that. Would that not be allowed by your legislation if this were to pass?
No, because now they don't give cash, they give checks.
If you didn't report it, it would still give you an opportunity to get around that, wouldn't it?
No, it's still going to be reported to the Register of Election. If you receive a check from an organization or any campaign person, that's going to be reported to the Register of Election. If they don't report it, then the person that gave you that check will be in violation. This gives the candidate an opportunity to correct his mistake.
If a Company X were to give me a check and I were not to report, it would be up to the election finance to catch them, and if they did catch them, I would then have even 10 days even after that to file.
No, Representative Campfield, what has happened is sometimes Company X will report the check, but you have not received the check. And what they will do is bring charges against you. So this gives you an opportunity to correct that.
I believe it is up to right now, it is already up to the Election Commission. They can already do that. They can already give you notice if they so deem it. But as it is now, what you're doing is circumventing the complete ability for them to prosecute people who may have done this in a fraudulent manner. Isn't that true?
No, it's not. And besides, Company X don't report bribes.
Exactly. Enough said.
I know you.
Representative Shaw,
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Call the question on.
proper motion, properly seconded. Is there objection? Seeing none, previous question has prevailed. All those in favor vote aye when the bell rings. Opposed will vote no. Every member cast their vote. Every member voted. Mr. Clerk, take the vote.
Ayes 89, noes 3, 2 present, not voting.
House Bill 1779, having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare it passed. Without objection, most reconsider is tabled.